All right, so if you're seeing this video and if you clicked on this and if you saw this on your YouTube homepage, then that means that this video is for you. And the reason is because YouTube tracks everything that you do. So, whatever you were doing, whatever reason this was recommended to you, for whatever reason you're watching this is for you. And we're going to start this video off by doing an exercise. So what I want you to do, I want you to sit down wherever you are. If you're standing, sit down. If you're listening to music on the side, if you got a tab open on your computer, close it all out and just focus on my voice. Now, I want you to think, when is the last time that you had a goal in your mind and you worked until that goal became reality? When is the last time that you woke up and the first thing on your mind was your goal that you had, the vision that you had for your life? When is the last time that you sat down and you wrote out your goals in as vivid of a vision as possible, and you said, I'm going to work until this goal, this vision becomes reality? When is the last time that you've actually achieved what you wanted to achieve? If you cannot think of a time that that's happened, and if that's been a long time for you, then don't worry, this video is for you. Now, I sense that a lot of people out there, they're stuck in limbo. And I think we all are, because, life can get complicated. It can get hard. Even just me, like I said in other videos, I'm learning about AI automation. I've learned about sales, and this stuff is not easy. It can be very difficult. But I sense that the key to a breakthrough is persistence. Being able to discipline yourself to continue to push forward towards a goal, even when you don't feel like it. That's the key driver of success. It doesn't matter about which model you choose. It doesn't matter about your vision. What it'll come down to at the end of the day, and what it always has and what it always will be, are you able to follow through with that goal, with that vision, whether you feel like it or not? Are you able to be consistent even when you don't feel like it? Are you able to do the work even when you don't feel like it, right? And that can be hard for some people, because we can rely on motivation sometimes. Do I feel like it? I'll go to the gym if I feel like it. I'll work on my business if I feel like it. I'll get to bed on time if I feel like it. But when you learn how to detach your present emotions from what you want in the future, that's when the greatest breakthrough will happen. And the reason that I'm saying this is because I believe that if you're watching this video, like I said earlier, this is your year. This is the year that everything is going to change for you. If you've been stuck in a loop, if you feel like, no matter what you do, you're not seeing any progress, this year is going to be different for you. And I know that for a fact. You've officially been watching this video for 3 minutes now. And that tells me that you could have done anything. You could have opened up another tab. You could have closed this video out, but you're watching it. And the fact that you're watching it, that shows me that you're dedicated to this. There was a study that came out, and it said that the majority of people, their attention spans are so short, especially due to things like social media and, low chronic anxiety, that our attention spans have shrunken down to 30 seconds, right? Yet you've been watching this video for almost 4 minutes now. That's dedication. The ability to focus on a single task, focus on a single thing, even if it's boring. You see my background in the back of me, there's like nothing. This thumbnail, it's not catchy or anything like that. It's just me sitting in a room in a neutral tone hoodie, speaking to you about how this is your year and you're listening. That shows that whatever's going on in your life, you are ready to take that next step. You're ready to elevate yourself. You're ready to ascend to greater levels. And my job right here in this video is to help you do that. Now, I have a challenge for you. Right now, you can even pause this video if you want. Right now, I want you to get a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil. If you don't have that, open up the Notes app on your iPhone and pay very close attention to what I'm about to say. Think about your life. You can pause this video, but I want you to think about your life in 5 years. Think about where you want to be. Think about the kind of car that you want to drive. It doesn't have to be a Lambo. It doesn't have to be a Bugatti. Just think about the ideal life that you want. Many people, they just want stability. They want to be able to have a nice apartment, afford food, be able to spend things on themselves. Maybe you have an ideal physique that you want. Maybe you want to have abs. Maybe you want to, improve your communication skills. Maybe you see yourself spending more time with family, whatever floats your boat. But I want you to write down as vividly as possible where you see yourself when you accomplish that goal. Think about how the goal feels for you in that moment. Think about how it smells, how it tastes, how it looks. Think about who's around you. Think about the specifics. Think about the colors, right? And when you write that down, I want you to lock this in your head. No matter what happens, right? No matter what happens, I'm going to work every single day until I achieve that goal. I'm going to make sure that I put in the time, the effort, and the energy until I reach that goal. As a matter of fact, all entertainment, all distractions, I'm going to make sure that before I touch any of that, I have worked to complete my milestone to get to my goal at the end of the day. Because those days, they add up. Every single day that you waste is a day that could have contributed to your goal. Every single day that you're lazy, that's a day that you wasted that could have got you closer to your goal. Every single time that you said, I don't feel like it or I can wait tomorrow, that's another day that you don't have being closer to your goal. And the sooner that you realize this is how you actualize your goals. If you're watching this video, truth is you don't just want to hear about this, you want to actually live it. You want to actually live what you're hearing me talk about right now. And so do I. And I've accomplished many of my goals already, right? But the thing that I've realized is, in order for me to get to where I am now, in order for me to have the actualization of what I visualized, I had to get to a place where I disconnected my feelings from the end result. Because the truth is that the results, they don't care about how you feel in the present. They only answer to, did you get there? I'll say that again. The results, they don't care about how you feel in the present. They only care about if you get there. Right? If you say, I want to have this accomplished by 2028, but then you don't do what you need to do, that goal that you have in 2028, it's not going to come to reality. It's not going to materialize. And goals, they don't have feelings. Results don't have feelings. The only thing that they would care about is if you actually achieved, if you actually got to the result, right? You have to learn how to operate detached from your emotions that can hinder you long term. And this doesn't mean suppressing what you feel. I'm not saying to suppress anger or sadness, but I'm telling you that you need to get to a point where even if you don't want to do something, you can do it anyway. Even if you're tired, you can still give 100%. Even if you have 10% in the gas tank, you can give 200%, 1,000%. Your mind is much stronger than you think. And if you constantly think like this, eventually you'll start to notice that you don't even think about the present, you think about the future. You think long term. This is the mindset that many CEOs have. While some people, they're worried about the next quarter or if the stocks will rise or crash, these CEOs, they're thinking 5 years, 10 years, sometimes even decades down the line. That's why they're so successful. And it doesn't mean that every single day is good or every single quarter is good for these companies, but they understand that it's important to think long term, right? Never get caught up in the present. Don't get caught up in your circumstances right now. If you have a storm going on in your life, maybe it's financial, maybe it's social, whatever the case is, think of yourself as in the eye of the storm. Gain clarity about your life. Don't just think about where you are, but think about where you're headed. Next time you want to get angry about something that's minute or something that that feels relevant short term, think, will this matter in 6 months from now? Will this matter in a year from now? Is this going to get me closer to my goals? And if the answer is no, I'm going to tell you the truth. You need to stop worrying about it. If you're truly dedicated to getting to your goal, you have to develop a filter. You have to develop a ruthless filter to understand what's necessary and what's not necessary to focus on. And I've talked about this in other videos too. If you're curious, you can watch those other ones, right? I say that I've been saying the same thing. Focus on the things that get you the most results. Focus on the 20% of things that get you the 80% of results. If I was learning, I took a Mandarin class for like a couple of years, and it was survival Mandarin. That's what my teacher called it, survival Mandarin. And the reason that it was called that is because we didn't focus on random things like, random colors. That came later. The main things that we learned were phrases, very helpful phrases, very specific phrases that could be used in emergency situations. Hello, goodbye, how are you? I am fine. I need this, I want that. Where's the restroom? And you'll notice that even the top people on YouTube, polyglots, people who are bilingual, they swear by this method. And even Elon Musk, if you don't believe me, if you don't want to focus on that, look at Elon Musk. His method to learning anything, and he said this himself, he strips things to the fundamental concepts, and then he masters those, and then he goes on from there. You have to learn how to focus on things that propel you forward. Focus on what moves the needle. Don't waste time on things that drag you down, things that don't matter in 6 months. I promise you, if you start to embrace that mindset of clarity and what will get me to the next level, then you'll see results. It's guaranteed. I've never seen someone, and this is just in general, regardless. I've never seen someone who focuses on their goal 100% and not get there. A lot of times we're held back by the internal friction that we have. Like I've said in my previous videos, and like other people have said, this is like a very big quote. Sometimes your greatest enemy isn't someone else, it's yourself. Before we face anyone else, we need to look at ourselves in the mirror and figure out, am I on my own team? Can I rely on myself? Oh, that's another challenge. Go look at yourself in the mirror and think, can I rely on myself? Can I rely on myself to show up? If no one else was on my team, would I still win? And if the answer is no, then that's the first thing that you need to focus on. That's the main thing that you need to focus on. You need to be on one accord with yourself. And when you do that, that's when everything else gets easier. That's when it becomes easier for you to focus on your goals. That's when it becomes easier for you to focus on the long-term effects of your actions and not get caught up in the present moments, the present petty arguments, disagreements, the petty storms that enter your life, right? Think long-term. Don't just think short-term. And I promise you, if you follow these things in 6 months, you know what, as a matter of fact, in a month, maybe 2 weeks, you won't recognize yourself because you made that change. If you're serious about this and you took notes, if you start enacting this tonight, then I promise you that you'll look in the mirror, you'll say, I don't feel like I'm held back anymore by things that are going on in the present. I'm more future oriented, right? I care more about the future than, minor things in the present. And this doesn't mean that you neglect the present, because you only live once, right? But it means that you develop a balance between thinking short term and thinking long term. Fortune usually favors those who have the ability to think long term and not get caught up in cycles of, I'm worried about this, now I'm worried about that, then I'm worried about this again. And that's it, right? And in less than 15 minutes, I've showed you how to rewrite your mind. I've showed you how to to think long term instead of short term. I've showed you the key to advancing in your life, focusing on things that move the needle instead of those things that seem productive, but really they're just a waste of time. I've showed you how to be dedicated to your goals, regardless of if you feel like it or not. I promise you, this is valuable information. But the only way that it can actually be valuable is if you implement it. And just know I'm rooting for you. I can't see every single person who watches this video, but I'm rooting for you, right? If you ever need any motivation, know that I'm here for you. I'm rooting for you. I want you to succeed. That's why I'm making this video. I don't even know who you are right now watching this, but I genuinely want you to succeed. I care about you. Now, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. There will be more coming. But in the meantime, focus on your goals. And if you have a vision, work long term for it. Don't give up if it doesn't work out in a week. Don't give up if it doesn't work out in a month. Keep going until it's actualized. Keep going. Don't give up until you realize that that vision that you started out on a piece of paper, now you're looking at it. Enjoy your day, enjoy your week, enjoy your afternoon, whenever you're watching this, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.